Hey, I thought you might need something. Someone to talk to. Something like that. Oh, God. Am I messing it up already? I hope not. I'm a little bit nervous. I know you know me quite well. I know you. But that doesn't make it easier. If I'm being honest, I want to go home. Sometimes, I don't even know what to say. And it just gets stuck as a knot in my throat. Something that makes it so scary. Hey, buddy. That's not how you do things. Come on. We gotta show them how to be cool. Not let you get your nerves out of hand. Isn't that right? I'm sure they can understand it. Well, I mean, of course, I should have just listened to you from the start. I just wanted to be more brave, like you. Aw, come on, buddy. You're as cool as can be. In fact, I'd say you're just as cool as anyone. You just gotta find your confidence. It takes time. It took me some time, I'll tell you that. And honestly, life gets kinda crazy sometimes. I think both of you could learn from that. That came out wrong. But you get the idea, don't you? You can take life or you can let life take you. I think it's so much easier if you get a hang of it and you learn to smile in the face of adversity. You'll learn to face not only yourself, but all that adversity that people try and throw at you. I personally think you're going to make it just fine. You're totally someone I look up to. I mean, you got all that positivity. Even when you feel negative, doesn't mean that you're a negative person. It just means that life got you down. Happens to the best of us. Even happens to me. If I let people down, I feel real bad about myself. I don't like letting anyone down, honestly. But I think I do a pretty decent job of not having that happen too much. I know I look up to you. You're definitely someone who's been a friend to me through it all, and I'm glad to have you. I don't think I would have made it this far if not for you. Thanks, buddy. Nah, you're gonna make me cry. But that wouldn't be too manly of me. I like to look cool. Because, you know what? All the stuff I do, it requires a lot. The world does, in a way. Us being heroes, we need to make the best of it. But that doesn't mean we can't have fun with it. Instead, I think it's more like it's our duty to have fun with it. If we can't smile and be a symbol of justice, then we haven't learned our lesson from the previous generation. But where's the sense in lecturing everyone? That's not why we're here. We're here to make today a great one. And you know how we do that? By not taking everything so serious. You gotta have a good time. Otherwise, you'll never enjoy life and you'll just end up in this blob of messed up feelings. So, what is it you feel? It sounds kind of rough. Like a myriad of bad feelings. And yet, I can't say that it surprises me. Those feelings happen to me too. Though I've since gotten a lot better at dealing with them. You know, they come and go, kind of like common cold. There's a lot of feelings pent up that just make them seem like they're insurmountable. But they're not. Tamaki could tell you all about that. I mean, I'm still a work in progress. What are you talking about, Mirio? You know I'm not. I'm anything but a good example of that. Sure you are, buddy. You've gotten so far. You barely could function before, and now look at you. One of the big three. How's that make you feel? Isn't it a good feeling? At least I hope you have a good feel about it. It'd be kind of a shame if you didn't. Who am I kidding? I know you feel at least kind of okay with it. Because, well, we've been buddies forever. I mean, I'm proud of myself on one end. But I think I've got a long ways to go. Don't we all? That's just life. Sometimes it grabs you, pulls you down, or pulls you up. You just gotta ride this crazy ride and don't look back. That's the best way anyways. Because if you do that, you're definitely going to have a better time than if you don't. I mean, come on. It's gonna be crazy not to. Can you imagine? Just trying to force life into being some kind of weird predestined thing? I don't know. Doesn't seem like my style. How are you gonna have good times when you just want it to be one thing? I don't think life is that simple. I don't think it's meant to be. Would you really appreciate it if it was just handed to you? I know I wouldn't. I couldn't stand that. That's like being told that you just go right to the end of a video game without having to level up. Where's the fun in that? You don't get any of the journey. And life is the journey, not the ending. Don't you think? Yeah. I just want to make more progress. So sometimes I get a little discouraged with myself. No, don't feel that way, buddy. It's okay. After all, everyone struggles. Myself included. I have to hold my breath. I can't see. I'm essentially not in this world when I use my quirk. And it requires a lot of trial and error. So of course, being a positive person or being someone who you admire, well, being like them. Remember, never try and be them. You're not that person. And you're not meant to be. And that's the beautiful thing. You're your own person. You can be even better than that person you admire. And you will be. Especially if you don't give up. In that way, you can never really lose. You'll always find something. Something to appreciate. And something to understand. Because, you know, life is a giant lesson. It's something that you can't ever really go wrong with doing. You just gotta give it your all, you know? Kind of like some kind of messed up caricature. You may start out looking like nothing you want it to, but the more you work with it, the more chances you give yourself. That's when you'll really start thriving. And I know, confidence isn't something easy to come by. It took me a long time to build mine. After all, it gets a little bit crazy when you're stuck in a rut. I can't tell you how many times I thought, I'm never gonna be good enough at this. But the difference between me and most people is I'm too tenacious to let it get to me. I mean, it did at the time, but that didn't stop me then and it won't stop me now. I got no time to waste with, well, focusing on things that I'm not. I don't think you should either. There's plenty of things that are good to focus on. You know, like understanding yourself and what you like to do. That's a really big one. If you know what you like to do, you can spend most of your time doing it. That's what I do. I always knew I wanted to be a hero. And from day one, I gave it my all. That's just the truth of it. You can't really fake it and make it with things. People always say you should. If you feel lousy doing something, don't do it. Doesn't matter what the consequences are. You should do things you believe in. And if you don't believe in them, try and find out why. That way you can really dive into it. You can really understand yourself that way too. You'll become a better person, or at least know yourself better. You don't have to be good or bad. That's not the point of it. Life is about having fun. I think both of you can agree to that. Though you're both a little too critical of yourselves. I've been your friend for a long time, Tamaki. And maybe I haven't been too close to this cutie over here too long. But I think I've gotten the gist of how you view yourself. It seems like you want to be a lot of things, but you discourage yourself after trying. Sometimes you give up. Sometimes you don't know where to go. That's okay. You don't even have to worry about that. It takes time, a lot of time, to understand yourself. And like I've been saying, you don't need to do all that at once. Give yourself some leeway there. I had to give myself a lot. Can you believe how many times I've accidentally lost my pants? It's happened more times than I'd like to admit. And, well, it's fine. I mean, what are pants to someone who's successful now? At least I'm getting there. You can't really judge success either. You gotta just keep on focusing on your goal. Do little believable goals, ones that you can't deny. Ones that make you happy and ones that make you inspired. That's probably the most important one. If you're not inspired, you're really not gonna have fun with it. If you're not having fun, it's gonna be lame. You know how it works. It's just too much. If you're doing something just to be successful, it's gonna be so drudgery. Nobody wants to be bored and sad and unhappy. They want to have fun. They want to live their dreams. I believe everyone who tries their hardest and doesn't give up when it's at their lowest low will reach their dreams someday. May take them a while, but the ones who struggle more just get more in the end. They find even more to be happy with and even more to understand. Because as you get an understanding of all those times you believe you failed, that's when it matters the most. Because failing, that's how you succeed. Do you know how many times? It empowers you each time. All my failures, that just made me stronger. It made me into the person I am today. And without them, I'd be nothing like I am today. Everyone who looks up to me should see that I'm just the one who did more faults, more failures. Even though they're not really failures, they're like stepping stones. You can't be a failure if you don't give up. That's just the way it works, you know? Nobody's a failure. Not a single person is hopeless. Nor are they helpless. Doesn't matter how dire the situation. You can do it. I want you to take your dreams into your own hands. Stop letting people tell you what they are. Stop letting people tell you you can or can't do something. Because, honestly, you can do anything you want. It's just a matter of time. Practice. Focus. Don't worry about it. All of those things come with time. Everything is just more practice. Practice, practice, practice. And once you do that, you've got it all under control. You'll understand things that you never thought you could. And that's the beauty of it. You'll finally be making a difference in what you want to make a difference in instead of what you think you have to. Wow, I guess I'm rambling, aren't I? Sorry about that, you two. Sometimes I get a bit inspired. Call it my hero soul. But that's, just who I am. I'll always be this way. Hope you don't mind. Well, I'd assume if you're my friend, you don't mind it too much, or else I'd be one of those really annoying friends. I'm not one of those, right? Oh, phew. That was a little scary, I'll be honest. What are you doing getting scared? You're way cooler than most people. Just really inspirational. And I don't think you need to change yourself. I think it's just the world. Sometimes the world's a scary place. More like all the time. But I've seen a lot of things through meeting you. Both of you. You've taught me different lessons, different things about my life, things that I never thought I'd be able to face. I feel more empowered, stronger, like I can be a real person, not just a shadow of one. You know, for a long time, I didn't view myself as a human being. I viewed myself as below everyone else. And it's no way to live. It doesn't feel very nice. And it just ends up making me feel like I want to cry. So don't do that. Don't live it like that. I'm still in recovery from all that. I had a lot of people tell me what I wasn't, what I couldn't be. But I'm not gonna listen to them anymore. And you don't have to either. Otherwise, we might end up hopeless. And I never wanna be there again. And I know you don't want to either. So let's never let them steal away our hope again. Otherwise, we won't be able to call ourselves heroes. Won't you smile with me? I'm sure that if we smile together, everything's gonna be okay. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Both of you got the heart to do it. You just haven't realized it yet. No, I think I'll give you some points today. On both ends. I think you both got more heart than most people have in their entire life. All surmounted in this day. Now, where should we go to celebrate it? Who wants ice cream? You can count me in. It's one of the few foods I can... Never mind. Just spit it out, buddy. I mean, I'd imagine it turns you into a cow, right? Or is that stuff all, like, willy-nilly? Do you just get to choose it all, or what's going on? I'm still understanding it myself. I've been your friend for years. There's quite a few stipulations. But the simple short of it is probably what you're thinking. And despite all that, I want to have a lot of hope and a lot of dreams. When I can see it in your eyes, you want to do the same thing. It's not always easy. It's not always the best thing. But I think it's a lot happier when you have someone to talk to and lean on with the things that seem too heavy. And I want you both to know I may not be good in a crowd, but I'll do my best for both of you if you ever need me, even if it's in a big crowd. They'll just take a while, maybe, but I'll be there to help out. What I'm trying to say is, I'll do my absolute best. And if that's not enough, I'll just do that much more. Okay. It's all I want to do. To be bravely myself and face off against all those negative feelings and just be free of all the doubts. So I'm gonna do it. That's the spirit. You know what you want. I know you do. Now you just gotta achieve it, don't you? It's pretty simple. Just keep your head up. And make sure that you don't compromise. Heroes are a lot of things, but we're not wishy-washy, nor are we weak. And that's the way we have to face life too. Facing adversity, it's practically what we do. One tiny step for us means a big step in the long run. You can do it too if you want. And you'll always be a hero in my eyes. It's not about your merit. It's not even about how strong you are. It's about trying to improve yourself. Trying and doing your best. Everything else comes second. Once you get a start on that, there's literally nothing that can stop you. That much you can be absolutely certain of. And more than that, don't be so hard on yourself. I've seen you before. You don't give yourself the chance, time of day sometimes. And it makes it a little bit more difficult. You can't go getting cutthroat on yourself. That's the way of villains. And honestly, it doesn't work too well. That's usually why we win, actually. Villains don't generally care too much about how the others are trying. They're all about results. So they end up really cutthroat about their own ways. I'm afraid someone's gonna stab them in the back, so, well, at least you don't have to worry about that, right? I'd say our party's a little bit cooler than the villains, too. I mean, come on. You got me. What more can you want? Though I guess it's gonna take, well, more than just wishful thinking. You gotta put real effort. You gotta bust your butt if you're gonna be in the hero business. And whenever you face those sad times, even the times when you feel like you want to do something bad to yourself, I know how that feels. Trust me, I do. I used to think that way a lot. Going back and forth between despising myself and judging myself for things that weren't fair to judge. And then I realized, you can't do that. It doesn't go anywhere. You just end up feeling crummy, not accomplishing much and wasting time. No, let's face it, time's the most important asset we got. The only thing that's better is, well, a good attitude. So, getting that most important thing right now, we'll get the second one in charge too. Now, why don't you say after me? I'm gonna do my best. I won't let anything stop me. I agree. Those words are what I want to say proudly. I wonder how long it'll take, but at the same time, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? It's fine. Just you holding my hand is making me a little nervous. Hand holding is the basics. We'll consider this level 1 of your training. Sometimes you just need to hold that hand of someone to support you. Because let's face it, no one's an island. Sometimes we need a support group, people who understand us, people who can say, everything's gonna be okay. And that's the way you got it. I knew you could. I mean, only time will tell if you stick to it, though. I'll be watching. And if you slip up, you better believe I'll sass you. You might see a face sticking out of the wall. If that's the case, then, well, I hope you're ready for me to jump out of the ground and have slightly less clothing on. I mean, don't worry, I always pick up my clothes. I mean, it'd be too expensive if every time I used my quirk, I'd have to buy a whole new outfit. Can you imagine? Luckily, my quirk may be unruly, but it's not that bad. Most things in life are like that. You think they're worse than they are, until you face them directly. Until you see them for what they are. Just another problem for you to step over. Just another thing for you to surpass. Your boundaries, your expectations, whatever they may be. You got this. Trust me, I wouldn't believe in you so much if it wasn't exactly the truth. I can see it. You're a bundle of joy. You just gotta see it too. That joy will take you far. Things like hate and resentment always hold you back. But I don't see that in you. You can tell that love governs your heart, not hatred. Resentment and the bad things, they're kind of like a sickness. You get over them eventually. Just like all the bad things in life. They can't hold us back for long. We'll absolutely face them as we go. We'll be able to understand each other better that way. We'll even be able to make a whole new world if we do our best with it. You know, I'm kind of an idealist, but I'm also a realist. In two ways. Most realists tend to say, I'm just being realistic, and say something negative. But realism doesn't mean that that negative is the only possible answer, or outcome. I'm more of the realist in saying, this is where I am, and this is where I want to be. How do I do this and get there? I think that's the best way to approach it. You can't solve all the problems in one fortnight. Instead, you just gotta keep at it. Little by little, break your problems down to smaller problems. If you don't know how you're gonna do your homework, then break it down to each problem. Kinda like dissecting a battle plan. If you're really looking for something to be truly successful, what you're gonna need to do is quite simple. Just focus on something. Focus on, well, what you're trying to accomplish. Ask yourself how you're gonna get there. Then break it to the sum of its parts. I mean, it's pretty simple if you make it simple. Lots of life is just overcomplicated, you know? Just like Tamaki here. His social anxiety and fear of crowds. It probably all stifles from some building block of another problem. And by the time you get through that one, you'll understand you really can take on anything. A lot of people like to put excuses or reasons they can't accomplish something. But everyone can. It may take time. It may take effort. Heck, it may take half your life. But the fact that you can make little progress in it and solve the baby issues, you'll be able to reach it someday. And I think that's something to look forward to. Something to really be praised about. I look forward to seeing the day when my buddy right here can walk into a crowd stark naked, just like me. What are you talking about? That's way too much. I don't think I could. I'm gonna be sick just thinking about it. I'm not that good at what you think I am. Just... No. It's not about being good. It's about being there. Understanding it. Being exactly where you are right now. That's precisely it. You don't have to go and change the world. You just gotta level up. Once you level up in life, not much can stop you. That's what I believe. It's a series of level ups before you reach that end goal. So don't give up on me. You either. And I could see it in your eyes. You might struggle with something like Tamaki does. That's okay though. Everyone has their own crooks, their own struggles. But that's what makes us unique. And also what makes us stronger once we solve them. After all, once you level up from those negative feelings, you'll just get positive ones. Knowing that you could beat something is a heck of a lot better feeling than feeling like you're helpless. We as humans, strong and weak, like to make excuses for ourselves. in order to escape the adversity. Sometimes we'll say we can't do anything about something, or maybe that we can't do anything right now, as to not think about it. But eventually it's gonna come around. So you might as well deal with it up front, direct, if you can. If you can't, take it at your own pace. And don't forget, you're not the only one struggling with it. You're never alone. You never will be. The more you realize this, the easier things get, the less hopeless they are. Now, not everything's gonna be solved over the night, like I said, but you'll definitely get a powerful start, and that's more of what's important. Once you get that start, then you can start truly making a difference in your life and then others too. A lot of people underestimate that. They want to skip solving their own problems and just solve others. Because let's be honest, it's easier to help others and then, push away the problems that you suffer from, because it's not so personal. And a lot of people end up living for others. It's not a very good existence. So I'd suggest you just solve it sooner than later. That way, no matter what anyone says, you'll have the confidence to face them. Put on your best look, whether that be a smile or anything, and say, I'm making progress. Doesn't matter if it's solved right now. I'm gonna be the me that I always wished to be. Because I'm not wishing anymore. I'm making it happen. That's exactly what you need to do. And don't worry, it's just like going to the gym. Or really studying for a test. Everything is relative. It's all about mentality. It's all about what you put in. It's exactly what you get out. Though it takes a lot of willpower too. You can't just half-heartedly try or you'll give up halfway. But that's why I like to break it into little pieces. That way it's much harder for you to get discouraged or feel like you're hopeless, helpless, or anything like that. That way, whenever you think about something, whenever you feel like it's too much, you know you can break it up to even smaller steps. And then, when you least expect it, it's gonna stop being a problem. You can quote me on that. I could see it happening now. It's definitely something that you'll understand as you get further into it. Both of you. I have a lot of faith in you both. And pardon if it sounds like some kind of a lecture. I just got inspired and thought you both might want the truest of feelings. I don't think there's anything that can beat my dedication to my friends. You both inspire me a lot too. I may be the number one, but it doesn't matter. I don't consider anyone else any less than me. In fact, I consider a lot of people better than me at a lot of things. It's not about being the best, except being the best you. Don't act like you don't do it. I know you do. Sometimes self-criticism just happens. But that's okay. Self-criticism just needs to be kept in check. You can't let it run rampant, or else you'll criticize everything you do. And trust me, that's not fun to do. Unless you're doing it constructively, but that's hard to manage. Especially at first. Just don't try it. For now, do positive reinforcement. Give yourself a pat on the back every time you make a baby step thing. And you make progress. Because before you know it, you'll see all those cool things you can do that used to be the I can'ts. If you want to get good at drawing, think about it. You have to draw every day. You can't just draw one thing either. You gotta draw it all. Challenge yourself. But don't discourage yourself. Don't go too far. Go just far enough that you're having fun still. That's the way I'd look at it. I'm no good at drawing, but I figured that was one way to look at it. One way to get to the bottom of it. And also, I guess an analogy of sorts. But I digress. Any closing statements? My dear buddy. I mean, I think that you've covered most everything. By the way, weren't we supposed to be getting ice cream? I'm kind of craving it now. Wanting something sweet after all that sweet talk? I think both of you have the makings of heroes that are more than my equals. So don't lose face on that. You both can be anything you want. And I'll support you. Well, maybe more than support you, depending on the circumstance. What's that supposed to mean? Are you planning something? I kind of feel like you're getting out of hand again, Mirio. Come on now. Don't you trust me? I assure you, I have only both of your best interests in mind. It's just that, that sometimes means giving you a push where it's necessary. Now, last one to ice cream has to buy everyone. What? But that's my entire allowance. I couldn't possibly. Then I guess you better not be last. Let's go.